the world's greatest podcast in America, John Reed, Cody McClure. Yeah, it's a day late, but guess what? Good things come to those who wait. And here we are, ready to do the podcast. Cody, how is Arkansas?
Oh, hey, John. Well, it's good to be here. Good to be anywhere here in the natural state today, over here in the land of the Clinton crime family. You've probably heard of them. Walmart's based out of here. There's some other things about Arkansas that you may know. Tyson Chicken is based out of here. JB Hunt Trucking Company. What else? They've got Hot Springs. That's where people go digging for diamonds. That's a popular activity here in this state, and a lot of beautiful mountains. Much like East Tennessee, once you get on the western part of the state, it's a pretty area. So it's good to be here among the lakes and rivers and natural scenery.
And good to be anywhere.
It is. It is good to be anywhere, as it
I
always
gotta say
is.
a couple things. Glad you fixed the camera angle because at the very beginning your titties looked huge.
Well, my titties are huge, I'll have you know.
You looked like an Edmonton Oilers fan. Second of all, do you feel at ease back at home in Arkansas, or does it feel weird?
Well, I'm just taking it day by day right now. What do you mean when you ask me that? Do I feel at ease? Do I feel it's good to see the
Does it feel like
family?
home? Does it feel like home? Does it feel like you're back in high school?
Well, sometimes it does feel that way
Are you
because sometimes
ready?
my
Sorry, go ahead.
sometimes it does feel like I'm back in high school because that's how my mother treats me. She acts like, it's just she's like stuck 10 years ago sometimes or 15 years ago, and just the way that she treats me. She treats me like I'm a high schooler. Like, I don't know. For example, she made a comment over the weekend. We were going to go out and get some dinner or something. We were going to go get something to eat. And she said something like, well, I got to get dressed up and put my makeup on and all this stuff. I'm like, Mom, you don't have to do any of that. And she's very self-conscious about her appearance. And she said, well, you'll be embarrassed of me. If I don't, put makeup on, you won't want to be seen with me. You'll be embarrassed. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're my mother. I'm not going to be embarrassed of you. What do you think? I'm just going to kick you out of the restaurant? Oh, get away from me. I don't know why she acts that way, but it's just, things like that.
Yeah, I was really just wondering if you had the urge to like shit on someone's shoes or something when asked if it felt like high school.
Well, no, I don't really talk to any of the same people. I don't have really any friends here. I got, my friends I tell you about, Clint and my buddy Wilson, but they don't live here. They're up in northwest Arkansas, up there around Fayetteville. So really all I got here is family. So I don't know what I'm going to do the next few weeks, just hanging out with, I don't know. Maybe I try to hit up, I was asking Clint today about this girl we went to school with, and apparently she still lives here and she's single. So I might try hitting her up. I think she's like a vegan now. She used to be like a hardcore right winger. Now she's a vegan. So she's been on some journeys in her life.
Yeah, you guys sound like a good match.
Yeah, she's very attractive. I'll have you know.
Oh, never mind.
Even for an Arkansan, she's pretty sexy. Do you get a good kick out of that? Hopefully, our connection good here? Your face is kind of lagging on my end.
No, your connection is very shitty, but I cracked myself up. Yeah, but because you said I said you guys sound like a good match, but then you said she's very attractive, and then I said never mind,
Uh huh.
as if you're not a good match anymore because she's really attractive and you aren't.
Well, she was always attractive, but we always hit it off because I'm Mr. Big Personality around here.
Well, yeah, in high school. Now you're just the guy that's back home.
No, we hung out in Tennessee too. She was in Tennessee for a while, and I don't know. I'll
Now,
let
is
you.
this the girl that I came downstairs at my former home and caught you sending money to for nudes?
No, that was another girl I knew from back home. She was in a tough spot,
Okay.
by the way. That wasn't me being some sort of a, what do they call it,
So
a
so
simp.
so were you. So were you. You were in a tough spot too, as you were sitting downstairs in a chair by yourself at 3:30, drunk,
Well,
sitting nudes or sitting money for nudes.
well, you make it sound like
That sounds like a bad spot to be in too.
you make it sound like I was some sort of a simp or something. I was just helping a girl. I knew the girl from back home, and she was just asking me if she knew of anybody that. She said she had these nude photos and asked if she knew anybody who would give her some money for them, and she was trying to get me to help her out, you know. And I said, well, I'd be willing to give you a little bit of money for them. And anyway, I don't know what she's doing now. Hadn't talked to her in a long time either.
I imagine it's pretty bleak.
Yeah, I'd say
If she was
so.
if she was at the point where she was going through her contacts, going door to door selling nudes, I can't imagine things are going very well for her like 6 years later.
Yeah, and she wasn't charging that much for them either. She
That's
only
kind of
wanted,
crazy. That was like 5 years ago, though.
yeah, probably. I mean, roughly. She actually, you know, she was not charging much money for them either, like $5, $8, something like that. So I don't know. She obviously probably could have made some more. I mean, I would have sent her, you know, probably 20 for a titty pick, but you know, she charged me $5, and I don't know if that's a discount because we were friends or what exactly that why it didn't cost as much for me. But no, anyway, this is a different girl. I got a couple of old flames around here. I might be able to reignite. Give me something to do while I'm here.
So, like, how have you gone from living in a hostile type of situation in LA to a shipping container to now back home? How is back home the worst internet connection you've had? Like you've had better internet connection driving like the coast of California, just out in your car. How is it worse than ever right now?
Well, I don't know. Are you having trouble hearing me?
A little bit, a little bit. You're buffering. It seems to be a delay. I assume the camera hopefully is fixed whenever it actually gets uploaded, like 19 hours from now at this rate. But I
You
was
want
just
me to go?
curious.
You want me to go sit? Let me go sit by the router.
No, don't move. Or go sit right next to the router or something. I mean, I don't know. Do what you're doing. Don't worry about it. It's just
Well, that's what I
I didn't
just
know if
said.
you lived out in the country and didn't have Wi-Fi or not.
Yeah, it is out in the country.
Do you have Wi-Fi? Or are you doing like Starlink?
No, I'm on Wi-Fi, but here I'm going to get right up next to the router. Okay, I'm going to see if
Okay.
that does any better. Now this is not. This is a little bit of an inconvenience for me.
I appreciate you saddling up and getting it done since you couldn't podcast yesterday.
Yeah, it's just weird with the folks here, you know.
Ma's not home yet.
No, they won't be back till like 7 tonight. Hang on, I'm going to turn this light on. There's a short delay here, small delay, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. It's the
Might as
world's
well,
greatest podcast in America. These things happen.
might as well turn the fan on
So,
while I'm over here, though.
so, so when are you planning on moving back to Tennessee?
Okay, well, we'll get to that here. I'm literally right next to the router.
Okay, it hasn't really made it that much better, but I appreciate the effort.
It's
I
not any
can't see
better?
you at all now. Like it's fine. Well, the sound is working so far, so we'll make it work. This is for the
Well,
people.
as long as the sound's okay, that's all we absolutely have to have. So we're good there?
As far as I can tell.
Okay. Well, let's get back to it. So
No,
you,
it's still shitty. Yeah, let's just do the best we can. Just power through.
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll do my best to carry the show today.
Okay.
That's me smacking my shoulder. Strap up, big boy. I'll carry the show today. Let's go.
This is me climbing up on your back right now. And now that thing you feel
None of
rubbing,
us can see it.
that thing you
No,
feel rubbing
none of us can
against your
see you.
neck, that's just my hand.
Okay. So what's up in your life? How walk me through the last couple of days. Did you cry leaving Texas?
Well, I didn't cry leaving Texas, but there was a little bit of a bittersweet, a little bit of, hey, I'll kind of miss you, Big Tex. kind of feeling. Same feeling I felt when I left Knoxville. Same feeling I felt when I left California. Same feeling when I left Texas. I wish I could live everywhere sometimes. I kind of miss certain things about every place I go to. And it's always a little
So,
bittersweet.
so I got multiple text messages about some video you put out on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you saw it.
No, I didn't see it. I have you muted on there. I didn't see
You do
anything you
not.
posted,
You don't mean that.
but I saw somebody say that you posted a video.
I did.
True or false? That took you 3 days to make.
Well, no, iMovie is my passion, first of all. And so it's actually a pretty quick process. It doesn't take long at all to make those short videos like that. And it even has the moving pictures for you. So as long as you've got the pictures to put into the slides, you just go buy the song you want to put on iTunes. And then, that's 99 cents and you just upload it. It took me less than an hour. I did it in the
Wait, you
car.
bought the song? You bought the
Yeah.
right to the song?
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be the first time you've ever invested in content.
No, it's not true. You don't know. You don't know all the
Oh, that's
things
true.
I've invested.
You did used to pay to be on the radio like I did back in the day.
Well, no, I paid our voiceover man too when that recorded our intro thing last year. I paid for that.
Oh, really? How much?
Yeah, it's not important.
Well, let me know, and I'll knock it off the interest of what you owe me. But that was nice. I didn't know you had to pay him. I thought he was your friend.
He is my friend, but I still paid him just because he values his work. He values himself. I wanted him to feel the value in his work. I didn't want him to cut me a deal just because it's me.
Sure. No, I mean, he's got a good voice.
He sure does. Let me pop in a Zen real quick. So,
all right, pop in a Zen and let's get going on your topics. Let's see what you got.
Okay, well, I was going to tell you about my great aunt Brenda and how she had me looking at her plumbing the other night.
How are the pipes?
Not good. And Brenda's got a water leak, and so I was up
I
visiting.
bet she does. I bet she does.
Yeah, no need to make it dirty with my great aunt Brenda here. Okay. Anyway, we were up there seeing my grandma at her house. My grandma's 84. So we went up, got her in the car, took her out to a nice catfish dinner, and we brought her back. And we're getting in the house and everything, we're getting ready to say our goodbyes or whatever. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And my great aunt calls, and she's just hysterical. She's got a problem. The water's leaking out of her air duct, out of the ceiling, and she thinks she's got a problem with her air conditioner. And so she calls my mom, and she says, "Well, isn't Cody with you? Can he come look at it?" Because, women around here just assume if you're a man, you know shit. Because that's how men are. You know what I mean? Men who work with their hands. They know how to do things. They know about plumbing and electricity and stuff. Anyway, she asked my mom, she says, "Can Cody come look at it?" And I'm like, "What the fuck am I going to, I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm not
just in case a snake's in there or something. Maybe you have to kill a bug or something.
I'm not an HVAC specialist. I'm not a plumber. Anyway, so I go over.
What items do you think you can do?
Well,
What household items, what household chores, what man stuff do you think you can actually do?
Well, I can cook a steak, number one.
Okay. Me too. Just throw it in a cooler of hot water.
Yeah, I don't know. I can mow a yard.
Okay. Push or rod?
I've done both. I can use a push mower.
Can you weed eat?
Yeah, I can weed eat. It's not really I don't really like it because it gets.
No one likes weed eating, but you can fix the string. You can do all that.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to operate one. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've split wood. I can take out the trash. I can change a tire. I can do some basic things. I can do what a 30-year-old should be able to do. I can do more than one of these Gen Z fucks. I tell you that much.
Okay, that's good.
I can do millennial type things.
Can you fix a fence?
Can I fix a fence? You mean like
a barbed wire fence? Can you fix a barbed wire fence?
With the pliers,
can you do that?
where you go? I've been a part of that, but I've never done it. So I'll say no.
Okay.
Now I've drove a pole.
I bet you have.
Now I knew you were going to say something like that. You know that tool where you grab a handle on each end and you put it over the fence post and you
Yeah,
bang, bang,
yeah.
bang. Now I have done that. I've driven some
I
fence
like
posts.
I like that you've included that. I like that you've included that into your task. The simple act of just going bang bang. Man, like no matter how many years we get away from the caveman days, you can still take that rock and start just hitting something with it. Good job by you. Way to bang the pole into the ground.
It's not a rock, it's a tool. You know what I'm talking about. It's got handles on it. You
No, I
put it
know what you're
over.
talking about. No, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about, but it's the same. It's the same motion. It's just bang bang. Like there's nothing to that one.
I can haul wood. I can hang picture frames on a wall. I mean, I can do household chores, vacuuming, dishwashing.
Sounds like you'd be a pretty good housewife
I'm
between, being able to cook and clean and mow the yard and hang pictures. Somebody might need to just wife you up.
I can plow a field all day long, from dusk till dawn. I got a
Okay, George
shotgun,
Clooney.
a rifle, and a 4-wheel drive, and you know, country boy can survive. And there's a lot of things I can do. I'm pretty. I have some life experience, at least. You know.
I mean, I was just checking. I mean, I'm not trying to put you down. You're the one that said you were lost whenever you had to go over to your great aunt's.
Well, she's wanting me to look at the plumbing, and I don't know shit about plumbing. I mean, it was pretty
I fixed my
apparent.
washer one time, or yeah, I fixed my washer about a year ago, and I did have some assistance. Shout out to my guy BJ, who at least like gave me some ideas. But I did get in there and took some stuff off, and I had a damn sock that had gotten the damn
Ugh.
pipe. The sock got hung up, so I just had to like kind of rip it apart and take this mildewy sock out and have such gross water come out. But I had a professional come out and do it. He didn't do shit. He was just trying to sell me a new washer or like a new $400 part or whatever it was. I was like, I ain't doing that, buddy. So then I got my tools out. I took the front of it off and I got down there and started messing around and I fixed the washer. That made me feel a little bit happy in terms of my self-worth.
Yeah. Well, and you said you did have to assist with a BJ though. That was part of
No,
the.
no, no. I got assistance verbally from BJ, or at least like through text. Of he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
maybe you should try this," and he helped me out.
Verbally or orally.
No, we didn't talk on the phone. He texted me actually. It was text. It was
Oh,
textual by
I
nature.
see. I see. It does
So
give you a
shout out
good
to
feeling.
BJ. Everyone loves a good assistance. Thank you, friends.
It does give you a good feeling, doesn't it, when you do something manly like that?
I don't know how manly it is to take apart a washer, but like it did make me feel good. Even simple things like getting out and printing these shirts. Fanrunradio.com/shop. The Come Home Cody tee is up for sale. We had like a handful of purchases. I'll give them a shout out on Thursday, but shout out to the people who bought the Come Home Cody shirts. Go buy some to help knock Cody's interest off of what he owes me. But like even getting back there and like printing those shirts and then making sure they're packaged and shipped, that even gives me self-worth because so much of what I've done in my life has just been talking
Yeah.
and nothing really tangible. I know I make an impact on people. There have been plenty of people that's like, "Hey, thank you, love you, big fan." Like you guys are out there, and I appreciate it. I'm not, saying I feel worthless because I don't. What we do is very important, but like it's not tangible. I don't actually get to see you laugh. I don't get to see you cry with us. I don't get to see you masturbate listening to our voices. I don't get to see all of that. But like just even printing a shirt, I'm like, oh, that was blank, and now there's something on it, and it does give you a sense of self-worth.
Right. So be sure and send in the videos of you masturbating to johnreed@gmail.com.
I don't have that one locked down. I'm not John Reed at Gmail.
I wasn't going to
I'm John
tell your
Reed.
actual email address.
Yeah, I'm John Reed 01 at Gmail.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want them to know, then hey, go ahead and send those
I
videos
love the
in.
fans. Yeah, and by the way, we have female listeners too.
Yeah, I know, but they're probably not going to be the ones that send in the masturbation videos.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hashtag crank hog to worlds to WGPI. Well, I don't know. We'll have to come up with a hashtag, but we'll let us take care of that. We'll figure out the hashtag and the shirt to sell. So how's my shirt selling? How are we doing?
Not great. I mean, a handful, but we haven't promoted it. We haven't promoted it heavily.
How many copies are we talking?
We don't have to get into it. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Less than 5?
I think it's right at 5.
It's not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, I think it's a cool design, but
I
also
love the design.
well, but also if I'm, looking at it from the angle of a customer, where am I going to spend $30? Do I want my face on a, you know what I mean? Like, where are you going to wear that? Is the
I mean,
the
I don't know.
question.
In my career, I've sold probably 600 or 700 physical copies of my face to people. So I mean, like, there is a market for it. People have bought my face plenty of times. Now, only 5 have bought yours, but like I'd say about 650 have bought mine.
Well, part of yours was off a viral moment too. I mean, I think that's worth
Well,
noting.
one that one that I created, sure.
Well, yeah,
It's still me.
I didn't say you
Yeah.
didn't create it there, Buster.
It wasn't like a bird flew in my face or something and people bought that. That doesn't count. It's still just me.
Why don't you lower your?
Actually,
your
multiple viral moments, by the way.
Watch your fucking tone for a second there, pal. Anyway,
multiple viral moments, just for the record.
Yeah. Well, you've never been featured in the New York Post, but we'll move along.
I was on ESPN. ESPN's bigger than the New York Post, no?
Yeah, well, you've never stood against the Catholic Church, but anyway,
did Bob Lee?
I digress.
Well, actually, I kind of did. I don't know if you heard of Greg Schiano and Jerry Sandusky, but I kind of did stand against the, at least peripherally.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Did Bob Lee ever talk about you?
Well, no, he didn't.
Okay, I rest my case.
You ever been in the 3rd largest newspaper in the country? Has the local news ever called you beloved?
I don't think I've had anything bad happen to me. I think they only call you beloved when something bad happens to you. Like either you die or you get carjacked. Like I think that's the only time you're beloved.
You ever been to Malibu?
No, I haven't.
Ever seen the beauty of Niagara Falls? I digress. Anyway, so just to get through this point, Aunt Brenda had to call another plumber. I wasn't able to tell her what the problem was. It's pretty clear she had a water leak. Her ceiling had some weight to it, and I got up on a chair and I touched the ceiling, and it was wet, and the wetness was going kind of in a line that would make you think it's probably a water leak. And so I'll give you an update whenever I find out for sure on whether or not she had a water leak, but it certainly appears she did.
Now, did the chair hold you up?
It did, but it was a wooden chair and it was a little bit wobbly. Typical, wooden kitchen chair that a 75-year-old woman would have. So it was a little bit. And she made a comment to me because she's a sweet lady, of course. I said, now, Aunt Brenda, I don't know if I can get up in this chair. And she said, no, baby, if it can hold me, it can hold you. And I said, well, Aunt Brenda.
Shout out to Aunt Brenda.
I said, Aunt Brenda, I mean, you're a fairly heavy-set lady. Of course, I didn't say that to her, but, she's about 260 pounds or so. But I'm heavier than that. I mean, I'm 338. And so.
Yeah, but I'd imagine of her 260 pounds, I'd say she's got a lot of it in her ass.
She does. That's a good guess by you. So anyway,
you don't really have it in your ass. You're all upper body.
Yeah, it's all in my belly. Men get fat in their gut, women get fat in their ass. It's just a tale as old as time. So everything else is good here, though. Mom's been peer pressuring me at night to take these weed gummies.
She's been pressuring you to take them?
Yeah, because they got well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling all that.
Is she sponsored by a weed company or something? Because I used to get people to try to take, weed gummies.
No.
I had a sponsor for a while, and we sold some of those.
Yeah, it's not like that. This is just, she wants me to feel relaxed and happy, and I try to tell her, I say, Mom, I don't have quite the tolerance that you do when it comes to this stuff. You know, I'm more of a drinker. I've never been a big weed guy. But, you know, you got to pass the time somehow when you're in Arkansas. So I understand. I also got to see where your boy Traylon Burks has his summer pool parties because that's over at my dad's house. You know, I've always told you Traylon Burks is a family friend.
Okay.
Well, he's such a family friend that he's expecting a baby. Did you know that soon?
No.
Well, breaking news on the world's greatest podcast in America. Traylon Burks is expecting the birth of a child, and his baby mama, the girl that he's with, is best friends with my stepsister. And they're such good friends that apparently they want her in the delivery room. That's pretty cool, isn't it? They want my stepsister to be in the delivery room with Traylon Burks.
I got to be honest. This would be way cooler if he didn't suck at football.
Well, he's in the NFL, man. I mean, you know, that's
well,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, comparatively speaking, he's better than me and you at football, but like he's pretty bad NFL, by NFL standards.
Well, I didn't get to pick the NFL player that was going to have my stepsister in the delivery room when his child comes into the world. You know, if I could pick, I'd pick Warren Sapp or somebody else probably, but you know, it is what it is. It's Traylon Burks, and he's a family friend.
Warren Sapp. You would pick Warren Sapp after what he did to VFL Chad Clifton? That blind side that almost decapitated him. You would pick Warren Sapp?
Yeah, Warren Sapp's a bad motherfucker. What are you going to say? What are you going to do?
Yeah, he took a cheap shot on a VFL and almost ended his career.
Okay, Reggie White. Use whoever you want to use.
He's dead. Reggie White's dead. And he was a married man. You want him knocking up your stepsister's best friend?
Okay, Bruce Smith. I don't know. What are some great pass rushers besides Warren Sapp? Take your pick. Dwight Freeney. How about that?
Bruce Smith's a good pick. Bruce Smith was great in Little Giants. That's a good pick.
I tell you an NFL player I wouldn't want in there, and that's O.J. Simpson. So there's worse guys than Traylon Burks to have in the delivery room, you know.
Hey, at least O.J. Simpson ran for 2,000 yards.
That he did. I just thought it was pretty cool.
You know, if you're going to have a baby, with someone athletically, like you want the guy that's kind of a bust that they're going to put on special teams as a first-round pick in year 3, or do you want the guy that ran for 2,000 yards?
I don't know. I just thought it's kind of cool that an NFL player's been in my dad's pool.
Is your stepsister hot?
Well, now
you can answer that objectively.
She's an attractive young lady, yes. She is. She's hot.
Is she hot though?
I mean, yeah, you know, objectively, she's attractive. Again, this is my stepsister you're talking about. You know, kind of weird, but yeah, she's hot.
Interesting.
I mean, do you think Traylon Burks is hanging around women who are not attractive?
Well, he's not dating your stepsister. He's dating your stepsister's friend.
No, but they are a really good
friend.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder.
Well, I know, but your stepsister's friend could have a big old best friend that's just good for vibes and good at babysitting and is good at baking treats and eating treats. I mean, like, I know that usually pretty girls hang out with other pretty girls, but every now and then they do have a big old best friend too. Let's just face it, I know she's not genetically attached to you, but we've already talked about you and big old great, Aunt Brenda. Maybe it'd be possible that your stepsister was also a biggin. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I'll just put it this
to her if she's listening.
I'll just put it this way. I'd want to keep you away from her. I wouldn't be inviting you to the next pool party. We'll just leave it at that.
You wouldn't kick her out of bed. I got it.
I wouldn't want you sneaking in there while she's trying to sleep.
Hey.
You sleeping?
You asleep?
We've never told that story on the pod. You want to tell that story?
You want to play tummy sticks?
We won't get into that in case,
Tummy sticks?
Yeah.
What else you got?
What else we got? Bill Belichick, speaking of babes, dating a 24-year-old, it would seem. How about that? Any thoughts on that? Old Bill, quite an age
Good for
gap
Bill.
there. About, 56 years or something like that?
Once you get over like 21, you want to stay right there in that 21 to like 24 range as long as you can.
Yeah, until you're 75, apparently.
Yeah, you just want to stay right there in that 21, maybe even up to 25. You want to stay in that 21 to 24 to 25 range, somewhere around there.
Well, that just happens to be the range my stepsister's in, too. So that's another. Let's check that off the list.
You have a checklist that you're updating for your stepsister?
Well, anyway, I'm coming to Knoxville.
Oh, are you like is this like a tour announcement? You work at an open mic here or something, or did you get booked? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm playing the arena.
I'll be under
No,
the bridge.
silly. No, silly. I haven't been booked. I'm coming back there, though, for the fall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what that video I put out was about yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but I just saw it. Like someone said, it just showed some pictures of California, and they turned it off, so I wasn't sure what it was about.
Well, that's not a very nice thing to say about it, but again, iMovies my passion, and I'll be coming back to Knoxville soon. Gonna come see some friends and maybe find me a place to stay for a little bit.
Lay down some roots, huh?
Yeah, maybe so. Might get back into the entertainment business in some form or fashion. I mean, it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing some auditions for the morning show. If you want to sit in one day and audition and see if you want to be considered or something.
oh boy, are you full of jokes. You're funny. You're a funny guy. You know that.
You can come audition. You only sold 5 Come Home Cody shirts though, so like, I need somebody with a little bit more pull next to me if I'm going to look for a radio co-host, not a guy that only sells 5 bleeping shirts.
Well, maybe I'll come back and go to Sports Animal then. Maybe
Yeah, man. I'm sure they would love to have you.
Maybe I'll come back and do their morning show. Whip your ass in the ratings. How's that sound?
You know what I'm thinking about? Is that Diet Mountain Dew?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
That's as low as it gets in terms of the sodas, I think.
Now, there you go again, criticizing my family. That's what Mom likes to drink. So that's what I'm drinking. This
Ma a
episode
cigarette
brought
smoker?
to you by Diet Mountain Dew.
Is Ma a cigarette smoker or a like retired cigarette smoker?
No, she's never been into cigarettes, thankfully.
Really? I had a working theory that only retired cigarette smokers like Diet Mountain Dew, and she just shit all over my theory.
What'd you call her?
I didn't call her anything. I said that I had a working theory that only retired cigarette smokers liked Diet Mountain Dew, but she just shit all over it.
I don't appreciate you calling my mom the R word, okay?
A retired cigarette smoker?
She's all there, all right? You don't need to be calling her names.
Ooh, that's a bad first audition for you.
Her and my stepdad have been doing a lot of fighting.
Oh no!
I've
Because you're back. The
Yeah.
stepdad's like, why is this guy here? Why are you letting him move in? He's 30 years old. He's 31 years old. It's time to get him off the teat.
I've had to listen to them arguing about. Last night we cooked some steaks, and he was wanting to do them his way, and she was wanting me to cook them. And anyway, he was going to sear them and then put them in the oven. And she just
I like the seared in the oven move. Honestly, that's kind of how I like my steak.
No disrespect, but we don't need to know about your cooking methods. Anyway, so she wanted me to cook the steaks because she thought I wanted to cook the steaks. And she tries to make everything on a silver platter for me, like
just let him make them, Daryl. He ain't got much going on in his life right now. He likes to cook. Let him cook.
It's funny you call him Daryl because his name's Darren. But anyway,
he seems like such a good Daryl.
Yeah, but I got no problem with him cooking them, and then I don't want him to be upset with me because she's interjecting all this stuff, and And I
He's
said,
supposed to be the man of the house, and here comes your ass
I
taking over
know,
his domain.
I know. I said, just let him cook them how he wants to cook them. And so they're arguing about the shit.
All
And
he
then
wanted was a goddamn steak. It's Father's Day week. All he wanted was his damn steak, and you came in and you had to try to do it your fancy California way.
I wasn't trying to do anything, but that's what Mom does. Is she tries to make it all about me, and I say, Mom, look, I don't want you changing up any of your routine, and I'm not trying to interject here. Y'all go about your lives the way you normally do, and I just do my thing. I cook my own food. Don't worry about me. But of course, it doesn't work that way. Every night I sit on the couch, and
So
she
is he,
says, huh?
so is he going to whip your ass now?
No. Oh, he's a nice man.
Anyways, every night you sit on the couch and what?
Every night I sit on the couch and she looks at me and she says, Cody, why don't you sit in this chair? And I say, I'm comfortable here, Mom. I like the couch. And I can't get it through her head. She says, come sit in my chair instead. You look so uncomfortable over there. I say, Ma, the couch is fine. That's your chair. You sit there every night. I don't need to take your chair.
I was thinking it was going to be Daryl's chair. That was going to be even worse. Like his recliner. She was trying to kick Daryl out of his recliner so you could lay in it.
His name is not Daryl. Oh, it's always something.
Doyle wants his chair, and you're going to take his chair. That's going to be it. That's going to be it for him.
It's always something. But it's been good seeing the family though. I've seen everybody so far besides my paternal grandmother. I still got to go see Mimi, and I might try to see my sister while I'm here. But I gotten to see most of the family so far. So I don't know how many weeks this can really last, though. You know
That's
what
what I
I'm
was going
saying?
to ask. It sounds like you're ready to leave already.
Well, I like spending the time at home, but I can't stick around here too long. But I think I might go to Chicago one weekend just to get a little break. Oh,
How far of a drive is that?
it's about 7.5 hours.
Oh Jesus, that's what? You're going to go to Chicago you're going to drive 8 hours for a little break? That doesn't seem like much of a break at all.
Well, my band, my favorite band, they're
Oh,
playing Chicago 2 nights, the June 27th and 30th. So I thought about maybe going up there and trying to make one of those shows. So anyway, I'll be back in East Tennessee soon though.
so what's your plan? What are you going to do in Tennessee? Have you made any plans? Are you going to try to
Have I made any plans?
you going to try to just podcast? Are you going to try to just podcast in person? Are you going to be somewhere with Wi-Fi? Yeah, are you just going to try to just do a podcast and have better Wi-Fi? Are you going to come sit on the couch with me and do it right here next to me? What the hell are you doing in Knoxville? I don't understand.
Well, I'm just
Snip, snap. You leave, you come back. You leave, you come back.
Well, that's just where I want to be for football season. I like being there in the fall. It's a good place to be, and I got a lot of friends there. And
you don't have that many friends here. I remember when you lived here, you only have 4 at most.
That's not true. I've got at least 10 to 12.
Okay, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just coming to Knoxville. I don't know how long we're going to beat around the bush here.
You ready to eat tush?
No, I said, I know my connection's poor. I said, how long we're going to beat around the bush here?
No, I know. Are you tired of beating around the bush? You ready just to go eating tush? That's what I asked.
I'm planning to eat some tush while I'm in Arkansas if I can reconnect with my old friend Ashley. Apparently she's a vegan.
Maybe that should be your pitch. Maybe that should be your pitch to her.
Well, that's my plan.
Hey, look. We don't have to make it anything it's not. I just really want to lick your asshole.
I think I've said something similar to that before to a girl.
Yeah, but you need to tell it to this girl while you're sober in the middle of the day, not at night when you're really drunk. You let her know you really mean business. Look, I'm down I don't really need anything in return. Just let me lick your ass.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the conversation goes, and it either ends
Yeah,
with a
but you got to do it sober. You got to do it sober in the middle of the day. You can't do it at night when people know you're drunk. It doesn't hit the same.
yeah. Well, it's also a kind of a tougher thing to say completely sober, without cracking a little bit of a smirk.
Well, no, you just text it to her.
Yeah, that's normal. Somebody I haven't texted in 5 years. Let me just start with this.
Well, they can't say yes if you don't ask.
I know. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated on whether or not it works.
Okay. Ask her if she wants to go to Chicago with you. Go see the Stones.
That's a big commitment taking a broad all the way to Chicago.
Oh yeah, that is 8 hours.
Plus,
Especially when you're gonna like sleep in your car and
yeah, I'm a little worried too. If I drive to Chicago, I think I might have a warrant out somewhere up there around Springfield or Champaign, one of those towns. I got a road work ticket up there one time, and I sped through a construction zone. Apparently, I was going too fast, and I don't know. Dad told me that he paid that ticket off, but I certainly didn't. It was like $700. And I said, well, Dad, I can't afford this shit. And he said, well, I'll take care of it. And he wasn't happy about it, but I don't know for sure if he ever paid that off. So I might have
he
to.
probably just assumed you'd never go back there and have to worry about it. But we'll see how it goes.
I might have to reroute and go through Indiana first or something, but we'll figure it out.
What else you got?
Speaking of traffic issues, Justin Timberlake, he had a little issue in traffic the other night as they gave him a DUI charge. How about that? Justin Timberlake.
He had a lot of drugs in his system too. I don't know if you saw everything he had in his system. It wasn't just booze.
Yeah, it looked like a typical Saturday night for the pop star as he had Xanax and Ritalin and LSD, bath salts, crystal meth, cocaine, marijuana, vodka, and Percocet, and maybe a few other things in there.
I mean, he was really partying.
Yeah,
He was
well,
ready. He was ready to say bye 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 to reality.
bringing sexy back. That kind of concoction in the brain bring you.
He needs to take a long, hard look in the mirrors.
I'd say so. Yeah. Well, anyway, Chuck Schumer, did you see his issue the other day with the cheese? He was getting roasted online for putting a cheese on a raw hamburger patty. Hey, there's Franklin.
Franklin,
Speaking
say
of
Harry.
speaking of hamburgers and hot dogs,
Look at him. He can't keep his tongue in his mouth because he's got no teeth.
relatable.
He can't keep his tongue in his mouth because he ain't got no teeth.
How old is Frank now in dog
He's
years?
an
About
old. He's an old man. He's an
about
old man.
83.
Yeah, that's about right. Although they say the 7-year rule doesn't work for their entire life. They say it's just kind of at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
Then it slows down as they get a little bit older.
My grandma's 84 now.
That's probably not far off from how Frank actually is, though. I'd say he's more like, if I was guessing, he's 67.
67.
He gets around. He's a good 67. He's a pretty nimble 67.
Yeah. Well, he looks good. He looks happy. That's all that matters.
Looks a little embarrassing right now with his tongue out. He looks like he can't. Looks like he's not all there.
Retired.
Yeah, just hanging out. So, anyways, what were you talking about?
Well, the baseball team's on quite a run here. I mean, I'm sure you've been talking about sports all week. You probably want a break from that, but boy, I tell you, we're on the precipice of a natty.
Where, huh? So it's we now. You've watched
Yeah,
5 games all year, and now it's we.
I knew this shit was coming. Here you go, trying to gatekeep fandom again, trying to tell other fans how to enjoy and not enjoy their sports. It's what you do.
Well, it's just funny because I had to listen to your friend Marcus come into my office after the show and tried to be like, so John, do you want to know what it feels like for your team to win a championship? To which I felt bad because he was happy, he was in a good mood, and I made him feel bad. Basically, unveiled him as just a 2008 bandwagon Celtics fan. I had him spinning around in circles, and I think he was sad by the time he left. But I guess I'm just ready to gatekeep fandom today because I did it to Marcus, and now I'm ready to do it to you. You don't get to watch 5 games out of the year and claim we're about to win a national title. Because, bitch, you wasn't with us shooting in the gym.
First of all, you brought Marcus into our lives, not me. All right, let's get that point clear. Second of all, you've not been shooting anything in the gym, and that ain't got nothing to do with baseball. So I don't know what you're talking about there. And third of all, I've watched more than 5 games this year, and I'm alumnus of the goddamn university. So I do get to say we.
I've still never seen proof of a diploma, just for the record.
Well, how about you? How about you just let me just show you the proof then. You
bitch.
Wow! You son bitch!
Wow.
I'll bring receipts.
Oh wow! I thought you were just gonna get up and show me that Power T tattoo you have.
Let me just
that your high school dropout friend on meth painted for you.
I'm here with receipts, asshole. What's that look like to you?
It looks like it's really blurry, but it looks like a diploma. Do you have your other one? Where's the other one?
You notice there's an AR-15 next to it?
No, I can't see. Can you show me your other degree as well?
Well, I don't know if we've got that one handy. It's somewhere.
Oh, wow. So Mr. 2 Degrees doesn't have the other one framed?
Well, it's framed, but I don't know if I've
Where's
got it handy.
Where's it at? The UT one was there ready to go. Where's the other one?
We're not talking about that one. We were talking about the UT one.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That one's probably out in the storage building.
That one's probably thrown away somewhere. No one has that one.
Well, I'm sorry you weren't able to earn 2 degrees like I did.
I'm pretty sure everyone who gets a 4-year degree does get the first one that you have, just for the record. I think that's how it goes.
Did you see the assault rifle next to the degree?
No, I didn't. It was very blurry in there.
Stepdad's a little bit of a gun guy.
Well, you better be careful taking his goddamn steak and his goddamn recliner then. Because I know he probably feels like he's too old to fight your big ass, so he's just going to shoot you.
He wouldn't do that. We have a good relationship. He loves me. I'm like a second son.
Something really funny about you saying that as a 31-year-old.
Family. What do you want me to say?
This man I call Paul, he stepped up when he didn't have to.
I mean, he's been in my life at this point for 22 years or so. I mean, he's pretty much like a second father.
No, I know. It's just weird. It's just weird to think of him as a father. I don't know. I guess I feel like at a certain point they just become like friends or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad take by me, but.
What do you mean? You talking about step parents in general, or
yeah? Once you get a certain age, like I don't know, like if you're because you have a relationship with your dad, so it's not like he's like raised you. It's like he's your dad. I'm not saying you guys weren't close growing up or whatever, but like it's one thing if you like he's your stepdad and your other dad wasn't in the picture at all, and he raised you your whole life and everything. Then maybe keep calling him Paul, but it was a little weird. You don't get 2 dads when you're 31.
Well, I never called him Pa for one thing.
I mean, kind of.
And also, I never called him Daddy, but every family dynamic's different.
Sure, I just don't think you get 2 dads when you're 31. That's it.
Well, he's a father figure. You've heard the term father figure.
Well, yeah, father figure typically implies that, at least to me, that the father's not around because, like, if you have a father figure, like you don't really need an extra one.
I don't think it has to be that cut and dry.
It's fine. You got 2 paws. Maybe I'm just jealous. I ain't got no paws left. You got 2 and I got 0. I guess you just had a great Father's Day on Sunday. I didn't do anything. I just sat and watched baseball.
Well, I can give you one of mine if you want to come join our family. Uh, you know,
If you got one that's paying a $700 speeding ticket for you, hell, he might be the one I need.
we'd be glad to welcome you in here. I mean, you can't come to the pool parties because of the stepsister, but other than
Sure.
that, I mean,
Well, now that's my stepsister, so I can't.
so now it's fine.
Yeah.
She's young. She's like 20 or so, about 1 year below your target age.
Like I said, cut it off at 23, 24.
You say Chuck Schumer with that cheese?
No, I didn't. I'm not on political Twitter, bro.
You should be. There's a lot of entertaining stuff on there. Trump did an interview with Dr. Phil the other day.
Didn't see that either.
You didn't see that on Merritt Street Media?
Nope.
Dr. Phil's got his own media network now. He's one of those guys that very clearly leans to the right, but wants to present the information down the middle. He says all the information's left wing now. If you watch it on the evening news, you know, NBC, ABC, CBS. And so he's one of these guys very clearly leans a little bit to the right, but he wants to present that like it's the middle.
You know, I turn on CBS and all I see is BS. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel Dr. Phil there.
I do know what you mean.
But I'm not getting my news from Dr. Phil. I'm sorry.
He helped Oprah through some legal problems once.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He's a smart guy, they say. I don't know if he's
doctor.
actually.
He's got to be smart.
Have we ever figured out if he's actually got his doctorate or not?
No. Why would I have ever figured that out? I haven't looked into it. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not calling him doctor. I'm not going to him for any advice.
Do you believe in calling people doctor if they've earned the name doctor?
Only medical.
You think it's pretentious otherwise?
I mean, I personally would think it's pretentious. Like if I had my doctorate, I wouldn't make people call me doctor. I think it should only be reserved for the medical field. You know, I'll even call a veterinarian doc. You know, maybe not all the way doctor, but I'll call him doc if he's a veterinarian, not in the military, but just doc. You know, you carry a little bit of weight there. A dentist, I'm not calling doctor, and then just getting your PhD. I'm not going to call you doctor. If you asked me to, probably still wouldn't, but I also just wouldn't call you Mr. or Mrs. I would just call you by your name.
Phil.
Hello, Phil.
If you were to walk into your veterinarian's office and maybe, let's say you addressed him as doctor and you also wanted to ask how his day was going, what might you say there?
How's it going, doctor? Or, hey, how's it going, doc?
Yeah. See, I was trying to set you up there for a what's up, doc, but you didn't catch it. You really need to get your comedy chops up.
No, I got it. I just thought it was funnier not to fall into your trap.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you in some sort of training program to get funnier.
What do you think about? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Dr. Phil? Like his legacy from his show.
Mustache.
Is there a particular case, person, fact, anything?
First thing I think about is the mustache and the bald head. I think of his appearance, number one.
Okay.
I don't know of any shows that really stand out. I mean, me and Mom used to watch every day when she was collecting unemployment there when I was a teenager. We would tune in every afternoon, and every show is a new show. But
wait, your mom was unemployed when you were a teenager, and you would sit inside and watch TV with her versus going out and busting your ass and getting a job to help support the family?
Well, we had a check coming in. She was getting unemployment there for a little while. She got laid off. She was just between jobs. I mean, she wasn't one of these welfare recipients just laying around being lazy. But she was.
I know. I'm talking about you laying around being lazy. You couldn't go work to help get the ends to meet.
Well, hell, I had school. I had studying to do, and I was an athlete. I played football. I had football practice.
Hold the phone here.
Hell, I was busy.
Hold the phone here. Okay, time out. Hold on. What time does Dr. Phil come on, Cody?
It's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay. So you could have been too busy if you're at home at 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Well, I was studying,
Oh, were you?
studying for tests,
Oh,
and
yeah, really, really hitting the
you
books there, huh?
well, yeah, I earned 2 college degrees. I know you wouldn't get it as a guy with only one degree. Hell, you could never earn your doctorate. You can't even get multiple degrees.
You don't have to have the first one from the community college to get a doctorate.
Well, the more you got, the better, the smarter you are.
So you think of mustache, you think of hair or
Yeah,
lack
there was
thereof.
there was that "Catch Me Outside" girl. She was on
I
there.
was going to
That
say
was a
that's
big
what
one.
his legacy is to me. That's the first person I think of is her.
She ended up making like $500 million on OnlyFans.
This guy worked his whole life, became a doctor, did all this just to elevate the Cash Me Outside girl. That's his legacy.
I don't know.
That
I mean,
fat
he
bitch
got.
Oprah, and then little old Cash Me Outside girl.
Well, they got to interview the former president and convicted felon the other day. I mean, he's obviously still somewhat relevant.
What else you got?
Not much, actually. I was going to talk about the baseball team, but then you said I don't deserve to be a fan.
Go ahead, give me your baseball takes that are so well informed. I was thinking about you the other day because I was like, I bet Cody would have been making fun of me all year for calling this team the 27 Yankees. 27 Yankees.
I might have said the 27 Yankees. I might have said the '01 Diamondbacks. I'm not sure exactly which nomenclature I would have gone with, but they're playing great baseball. They're just one win away from a national championship series. And that's something we've not seen since 1998 in any of the big three sports. So it is a big deal.
So you're going to count it as a championship, like a real one. You're gonna feel that way about it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually more into it than I thought I would be. I've actually watched all the other games too. Part of that's because I have absolutely nothing to do during the day right now. But I've because of the fact that we're still in it and still winning, I've been watching all these other games too. Florida and A&M and Kentucky, and I was watching the UNC Florida State game earlier, but I turned it off to do the podcast.
Yeah, I was hoping that North Carolina would have won that one, but they didn't. We got to beat Florida State one more time.
FSU held them off.
They hit 2 home runs in the ninth and won 9-5.
Working 9 to 5. FSU, I tell you what, that's it's not the first time we've beaten FSU with stakes on the line. I bet you thought we were going to lose that game the other night, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Did you?
No, I knew we were getting ready to win it.
How excited did it make you?
Well, I won't say jumping for joy, but I was on the edge of my seat.
Did it feel better than a lot of football wins for you?
Well, yeah, it feels better than beating Vanderbilt and Missouri. And I don't know how to react.
Did it feel better than beating LSU in 2022?
It's hard for me to say. It's like apples and oranges. You've heard of the comparison.
Yeah, you can compare fruit.
Well, you always say that, but apples and oranges leaves out a lot of fruits that don't even get to. I would put mangoes up there, but that's a different conversation.
Okay, we'll throw in the Elite Eights or throw in the Sweet 16 win over Creighton too.
I think it was cooler than the Sweet 16 win over Creighton,
but not better than beating LSU in 2022.
Well, I was there.
Okay.
I paid for 4 tickets and was able to be there for the game.
You didn't pay for any tickets. You took my tickets and sold 2 of my tickets and made money. You got $600 off of me, really, if you think about it.
Oh, I saw you on the street that night.
Not with my money, you didn't.
I think I offered it to you. You were pretty drunk. I said, "You want me to give you that money right now?"
I actually wasn't drunk at all that night because I started drinking at like 5:45 a.m. that morning, and by the night I was tired and ready to go to bed.
Well, I was watching this baseball game with my mom and stepdad, so I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm in a weird setting. You know what I mean? Like if we make the national championship series this weekend, I'm going to be watching it with my family, and they don't really get it like I do as a dedicated Tennessee baseball fan. You know, so they're kind of like, I mean, mom's watching along like, oh, that's good. You know, she's happy because I'm happy, but they don't really care or give a shit. So I'm not in here like screaming, but I was pretty excited. I was like, oh yeah, 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 right down the middle. I said something like that. Blake Burke down the middle.
He about took that pitcher's head off.
Yeah. Well, he benefited from that check swing call. You know, we had a little bit of luck on our side, and
Wasn't a strike. Wasn't a strike. Can't call that with 2 strikes. That's what Kirby told me this morning on the radio. You can't call that if you're the ump.
well, now what if the cleats had been on the other feet?
I still don't think you can call it. He said you can't call it. He's a pitcher.
Well, he's a pitcher, but he's not an umpire. You know, respectfully to him, I mean, what does he know about umping?
It's like calling a pass interference on a Hail Mary. You just can't call it. Players got to decide the game.
It's like calling a side piece when you got your wife next to you. You just can't do it.
And like, you know, whenever they robbed us of that end of that UConn Iowa basketball game and the women's game, whenever they call that moving screen, you just let Paige shoot the ball and see what happens.
Let Paige shoot.
It's not really like any of those things, but anyways, I'm ready to go. Good episode, I guess. I got a feeling this isn't going to be up. It's 6:27 now. I'm going to be sitting here waiting for your computer to finish uploading all this stuff, and I imagine that won't be until about 9:30.
Well, I'll leave mine up and running. I mean, you can go do something in the meantime. You know, go boil a steak or something.
I can't. I gotta work. I gotta get this shit up. I got a plan. Some big news. Some big news, Cody. $1,000 cash gonna be on the line July 20th. Partnering up with Knox Esports for NCAA 25, a tournament. We're looking at least 32 people, maybe as many as 64. We're going to have a tournament one day, $40 buy-in. Winner's going to take home well over $1,000.
July 20th?
July 20th.
There at the station?
No, at Knox Esports and their location. It's a big gaming company.
Okay, and have you signed me up yet?
No, signups haven't happened yet. I just finalized the deal today.
Oh, wow. I'd like to sign up. Do you think I could be a part of that?
Do you have $40?
I can probably come up with it.
If you can come up with $40, ask Ma if she'll loan you $40. So just convince her, look, I'm going to win $1,000. It's okay.
Well, you could just put my buy-in in for the T-shirt money I've earned.
No, the T-shirt money is knocking off your interest. It's not.
Shirt by shirt.
It's not. Look. If you sell more than 5 fucking shirts with your face on it, then maybe I will. But only 5 people bought this shirt with your face on it, which goes to prove that the name and like my shirts have been about us and about me and all this. The one time I give you an opportunity to shine, you sell 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts.
Sounds like you sound real defensive about this. It must be coming from some place of insecurity.
No, my insecurity is I've hitched my wagon to a mule instead of a thoroughbred. I really thought that design would sell at least 20-something shirts. I figured people would want you to come home.
Well, you ought to be out there promoting it.
Promoting your shirt?
You should be doing a little more promotion if you want to sell shirts.
I tweeted out the link. That's the best I got in you.
Well, it wasn't a full tweet, though. It was a reply to a tweet, and a lot of times those go fly under the radar.
Okay, that's a fair critique. I thought maybe you would quote tweet it, though, like at least try to like sell your own merch, but whatever.
Well, I don't know if I'm receiving any of the profits from it, but I'll
You're knocking
send a
off your interest. Have you given me my $480 plus 2 years of interest? Have you given me my $600? Have you given me any of that?
I've given you a lot more than that over the years.
Have I come and broke your legs? Have I tried to break your legs?
I don't think you're man enough.
I'll show you. I'll show you on July 20th if you show up. I really hope you win this tournament, and then I take the $1,000 and take my 600 and give you four. That's gonna make me so happy to do.
Yeah, you won't have a co-host for the fall either. I'll tell you that.
I already don't have a co-host for the fall.
Let's quit beating around the bush.
I'll talk to you on Thursday. Let's send in your questions on this episode. Can you record Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know what I can do about my connection here. Hopefully this turns out okay. I'm right up next to the Wi-Fi box, so we'll see. We'll see how this one turns out.
Well, let's plan to record 2 episodes if possible. Let's do another mailbag episode. Ask questions in the YouTube if you want them asked. We'll record 2. That way we could post one Sunday night or Monday night because I'll be in Omaha. I'm going to Omaha Friday night.
You're leaving Friday night?
Yeah.
You driving?
No. Come on.
Well, did y'all figure out the plane situation? What are you going to do there?
I'm going to get on it and ride.
Well, I know, but you called me Friday or a couple days ago, and you said you got a situation with the plane. Are you?
Oh no, I was calling about Uber. I was calling about your Uber expertise, not your plane expertise. But no, I just decided to fly right into Omaha.
How much that run you?
A lot of T-shirts. A lot of T-shirts.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with my friend Marwan, my friend Powers. I think you've met Powers, the red-headed guy.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going with my friend Skyler, my friend Bob. There'll be a bunch of people out there.
Bob's going?
No, my friend Bob that I know, not my boy, my co-host Bob, my friend Bob.
Oh, so that Bob's not your friend, is what you're saying?
He is my coworker that I like.
Wow.
We don't really hang out outside of work though.
Won't even
He
call
came to my
Bob
birthday
a friend.
celebration. He came to my birthday celebration one night. I mean, I'm friendly with him. I consider him an ally, but he's my coworker first and foremost. Same way you are my coworker first and foremost. I don't describe people as my.
You just look at me as a debt. You look at me as a liability.
You are the weights tied around my shoulders as I march through this thing called life. When I introduce you to people or I talk about you, I don't say my friend Cody. I say my co-host Cody.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
Or my heterosexual life mate, one of the two.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Well, anyways, I got to go. So I'll talk to you Thursday. Fill up the comments with mailbag questions, and we'll get to those on Thursday as well and get you an extra episode.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and come on my face.